Alassane Ouattara's guest of honor at Côte d'Ivoire's Independence Day. The Ghanaian president, in mourning, will not attend. Alassane Ouattara and his fourth term are cursed. He brings bad luck within him. Laurent Gbagbo will not be at the Independence Day either. A few days ago, I wrote that Alassane Ouattara, more isolated than ever, had set a trap for the Ghanaian president. Indeed, claiming to have an overwhelming love for him, Alassane Ouattara had led him to believe that he loved him with the love a cat has for a mouse, and designated him as guest of honor. But what John Dramani Mahama was completely unaware of, was that Alassane Ouattara had deliberately invited him. And he certainly did. After obtaining the Ghanaian president's agreement through some sweet flirting, the old rogue had a very unpleasant surprise in store for him. He unexpectedly announced his illegal candidacy for a fourth term, thus putting John Mahama in a very uncomfortable position. As expected, the Ghanaian government advised President Mahama against traveling to Bouak, which would undoubtedly be a de facto endorsement of a monstrous crime. This would make Mr. Mahama an accomplice and co-author of the confiscation of the sovereignty of the Ivorian people. And I, Chris Yapi, wrote here and asked the president not to go to Bouake, especially since he, the democratically elected president, would find himself surrounded by military and civilian putschists, namely the phony general, Doumbouya Mamadi, the idiot general of Gabon, Oligui Nguema, and of course, Alassane Ouattara, civilian putschist, multi-recidivist violator of constitutions. I had made this request, but I hadn't reckoned on the curse that befalls the old rogue, that evil being. Everything he touches is cursed. Now the despot Ouattara is heaping his bad luck on the Ghanaian president. How can we explain that on the eve of his departure for Côte d'Ivoire, a helicopter crash killed ministers and high-ranking officials of the country, and, moreover, brave and brilliant young executives, instead of this old cripple himself, while history, in a more just world, would have provided the sub-region with a useful crash. Indeed, a GAF-Z-9 helicopter of the Ghanaian Air Force crashed in the Adansi-Akrafum region on the morning of August 6, 2025, en route from Accra to Obuasi, shortly after takeoff at 9:12 Greenwich Mean Time. On board were 8 people. 3 crew members and 5 others, including Dr. Edward Kofi Omain Boma, Minister of Defense. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, Minister of Environment, Science, Technology, and Innovation, and other Ghanaian dignitaries. Tragically, the Ghanaian president will no longer be able to participate in the dramatic game of assassinating democracy in Côte d'Ivoire. This is a clear sign that Alassane Ouattara will be ousted from power, and in the most humiliating manner possible.
Persons in the tragic crash. Dr. Edward Kofi Omain Boma, Minister for Defense. Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, MP, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. Alhaji Muniru Muhammad Lemonad, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator and former Minister for Food and Agriculture. Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress. And Mr. Samuel Abuaji, a former parliamentary candidate. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manin Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah. The President and government extends our condolences and sympathies to the families of our comrades and the servicemen who died in service to the country. All flags are to fly at half-mast until further notice. Thank you.
Yeah, I can get the envelope. I can get the envelope here.
Excuse me, please. The media, you can't get through.
They were not here before
that.
Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.